All right. I hope everybody doing okay today, man. I hope everybody doing good, man. But without further ado, let's get into our Moorish prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. We Moors, we respect and obey, and we study all the laws and the prophets. Muhammad, Jesus, which is Yahshua, because it never was a J in the Hebrew alphabet. And when I speak and when I do lectures, I always use a linguistics, an etymon. So we must understand in the Hebrew dialect, it never was a J in the Hebrew alphabet. And so I challenge everyone, you never listen to me, always research, because I want you to know instead of believe. Because right under the word belief is the word belie. And your belief can be based on a lie. So we're here to study and be students. Buddha and Confucius, we must remember that. Our divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And it says that I hereby inform all members that they must end all racial agitating speeches while at work or in the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cars at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences, Moors. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course, Moors. Any member who or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moors movement. And we must understand what the divine covenant is, Moors. Because all Moors is doing is just filing things in the courts and things. And I say, my brothers, that's not the dynamics of Moorish science. You must understand what the divine creed of Moorish Islam is, Moors. That's first. Holy and divine creed. We brothers doing things and their heart is not even right. They're not even loving right. Brothers not even studying. They just want to go to the course and fill some paperwork out and drive around with no plates and stuff. And your heart is not even right. You haven't even changed inside. That's not what this is all about. Holy and divine creed. All true Moors will and must obey the laws laid down by the prophet. And if any of us lose confidence in the prophet, we should turn in our cards, our buttons, our turbans, and our fezzes and return to the state where he found us. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the holy prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. And that's esoterically and exoterically, Moors, when he say if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. Not just a physical temple that you go to, but yourself. I keep hearing so many brothers when that's not even part of the temple and didn't even nationalize through the temple, bashing about certain temples. And my first thing is I say, we never bash anything because you have to understand types. Everything is not bad. So when I hear brothers saying, well, I don't want to nationalize through the temple because I heard. And then I say, see, and that's the problem. That's gossip. That's heard. Have you been to a temple? No. Do you know anybody that's nationalized through a temple? No. Then what that is accusations. If we're Moors and we're studying, we doing things that we said we want to study for ourselves, we should be doing that across the board, Moors. You don't want no one giving false accusation on you and then they haven't even met you. Oh, such and such this, such and such that. They haven't even met you. When they meet you, they're like, well, wait a minute. I should have, yes, done the research for yourself so you can know instead of believe. And then you can stand on your truth and say, hey, this is what I've done for my research. This is what it is. And you can stand on that and put it out there. But may the benison of Allah be upon you and us together as one. And may Allah bless us and let us be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon our brothers and sisters, and do best to shun all evil Moors. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, love, charity, and all standing. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood, Moors. And you know we don't have to pick the gates to the lock of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. because the key, Moors, to salvation already rests within our own hands. And yes, we got to understand that a portion of our nature, of our existence, is weakness, instability, inconsistency. That's why we build as one. So we have to understand that is still a greater part of our nature that is divine. That's our holy and divine. That's our creed, Moors. So may Allah protect you, guide you, preserve you, lengthen your age, and give you everlasting peace, Moors. So let's jump into this teaching. Let's jump into this teaching because I'm not going to be long. I got a couple things I'm going to do, and I've been super busy, man. We're getting ready to transition, open our school in Vegas. So once we do that, I hope we get some students, man, and we just keep building because we're not just going to be going over some old history. And I tell brothers, I don't care. You know something, this person knows something. Okay, that's great. But are we building? What are we doing? And that's not what my school is about. I'm a real teacher. I do lectures at college campuses all over. I have my own nonprofit. I'm a real school. We're going to be teaching economics, agriculture, business. It's not just going to be me in there running my mouth, talking about some old history and all that, and then it's not applicable in your life. It's not holistic. So what I'm teaching is things that we can transform into our lives so we can build wealth as a community and be self-sufficient along with our education. Come on, man. That's what a nation and building is. We have our own school. There's no reason to complain about the schools. We teach. That's what we do. So let's get into this intro of the Supreme Mathematics. And we're going to get out of here. But we must understand more that the purpose of any type of knowledge is what? To use it. When a person say they know something, so what? I don't care what you know. It must transfer to wisdom, something that can be used, something that's applicable, something that you can put into your life, something that can happen. Who cares because you know how to build an airplane? You're not going to build one, Moors. Understand where I'm coming from in the context. We must understand that mathematics is the mental process of finding the answer to a question or the solution to a problem, Moors. Mathematics is the solution form of reason. We got to remember that. Or solution reason. As in the mind concentrating upon finding the answer to a question, Moors, of the solution to a problem. We must remember that mathematics as the solution form of reason is naturally solvent, which means capable of solving problems, Moors. Follow me, and I hope you got your pen, because see, this is how we learn. Something that you can take. Not arguing about no old history and who is this, who's that, who cares? People going around, I'm this, I'm that. No, Noble Drew Ali did the work. He said we are from the tribe of Judah, from the lineage of David. That's connecting all the dots. We dispersed. Don't we understand that? So the ability to replicate, to model, to manipulate and control various aspects of nature using mathematics was known to the earliest Africans as Heka or Hika. H-E-K-A. Write this stuff down, family. Because when people be trying to connotate you and get you in linguistic apartheid, because they're teaching you something, they're connotating you. I'm going to show you something that comes from you, that you can pass down to your children, and we build up strong when we let our children know. This math, this reading, this science all come from you. I hear brothers and sisters with these goofball memes, and I'm so tired of people just putting memes and putting words under it with no study, putting memes, education from the white man is. I say, brother, that's a lack of knowledge and a lack of wisdom, because the first universities was at the University of Salamanca. The Moors created the first universities in Spain, and then the universities in Timbuktu. So when we go around with a lack of knowledge and with a lack of wisdom because we want to be lazy and say we don't study, all you got to do is meditate, that's a lazy Negro. That's a person that doesn't study. Where you think all these books come from? These are all our scholars. Dr. John Henry Clark, Amos Wilson, Francis Quelch Wilson. All these are PhDs, and we going around talking about education from the right man. That's lazy, brothers. That's lazy. Read Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro. Stop being lazy. Stop letting people go around telling you this goofball stuff that education and wisdom is not from Moors. That's a lazy brother. Oh, the white man education is this. The first universities was created. This University of Salamanca by Moors in Spain. And if you read the book, The Timbuktu, Moors created the first schools in Timbuktu. How do you think we master navigators? We created this. They connotated. No wisdom was here in the West. Everyone went to the East and got wisdom. And then they connotated to you and get you with linguistic apartheid and this pseudo-academia. And you say, oh, education is some white man. And I laugh. I say, brother, no, it's not. Education is from you. When you reading all these encyclopedias, Socrates, Plato, all that, they all study from you if you read them. So we have to get out of that laziness and understand what we're doing. We have people with expertise, with gifts, and we line it up in the temple and we create a nation. That's the only way we're going to do things, Moors. So the ability to replicate, model, manipulate, and control various aspects of nature using mathematics was known to the earliest Africans, Moors, as Hika, H-E-K-A, or Hika. Hika, as a concept, Moors, was used to represent the manipulation of the elements of nature. So when I say Ashe, when we do things, when I do my rituals, Moors, we are trying to manipulate nature. We're trying to bring things into existence. What are we doing, Moors? But Hika, Moors, is often defined as magic. The Mayat, magic is defined as the practice of producing a desired effect or result by techniques that enable humans. It didn't say mankind. Humans, the U. Follow me, Moors, the H-U-E, to control forces of nature. We are nature. Nature and nature agrees, Moors. We got to get out of that color stuff. In modern terms, Moors, Hika and magic would be called engineering. Engineering is defined as the process of acquiring and applying scientific and mathematical knowledge to design and develop inventions that realize a desired objective. So what are we talking about? What we're doing, we're building, we're trying to bring brothers together, say this Moors science is not about us arguing like we on some reality TV. That's all I see Moors on TV doing. Oh, I'm exposing this, I'm exposing that. That's reality TV, Moors. We're supposed to be educating, teaching our babies, teaching gardening, teaching agriculture, teaching finance, teaching business. We are a business. Teaching business law, teaching indigenous law and policy. That's what I'm getting my PhD in. This is what we're supposed to be doing, teaching our babies so we can stand strong. But when looking at the definition of engineering, Moors, you have magic and Hika. The relationship can be seen and successfully practicing engineering, Moors. Hika or magic depends on mathematics. But watch this, Moors. Isn't it interesting? Did you know that the etymology of the word engineer comes from the word engine, E-N-G-I-N, Moors, meaning skill and cleverness? And also the word ingenuum, I-N-G-E-N-I-U-M, meaning inborn qualities. Inborn qualities, qualities that humans have. Or talent, and gene, G-E-N-E, meaning to beget or produce from the loins, something that you inherit, the birthright. Given the etymology or the etymon of the word engineer, Moors, and the definition of the word engineer as someone who practices Hika or magic. I hope you following, Moors. This is our science. The process of acquiring and applying scientific and mathematic knowledge for the purpose of producing a desired effect. It implies that this engineering, Moors, this ability is related to genes. To genes. That's what the Genesis is, Moors. Genes. That's what the 666 is. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. The closer you get to the sun is black. Carbon is black. It's also the truth that the ancient Africans viewed the ability to practice magic or Hika, which is engineering, with certain blood lineages or genetics. With certain blood lineages or genetics. I hope you following me, Moors. So we must understand the difference of pure mathematics, the difference of speculative mathematics. I hope we understand what applied mathematics. Applied, you can jump right on that and know what applied mathematics is, or also called operative mathematics, meaning something that you can use. You must understand deductive reasoning more and reason. Numerology, by definition, is any system or set of ideas, beliefs, or hypothesis about the relationship between numbers and reality more. So let's jump into this square, this circle where brothers just be talking and not explaining nothing. And so I'm going to explain this for us, family. So let's consider the ancient mathematical problem. And when I show you my picture, I'm not a good artist, so that's my mother's department. She's going to be in our art division, leading up all our art with the kids and everything. It's going to be amazing. But anyway, so let's consider the ancient mathematical problem of squaring a circle. Squaring a circle. People talk about, okay, yeah, you got to square your circle. Yeah, okay, I hear you. How you do it? Squaring a circle is the process of trying to construct a square that has the same area as a circle using only a compass and a straight edge. Mathematics represents the objective, the finite, the operative, the exoteric, the quantification science, with numerology represents the what? Subjective, infinite, speculative, esoteric, quantification science, Moors. The principles of the field of mathematics could be represented by the geometric symbol of the square. And the principles of the field of numerology could be represented by the geometric symbol of the circle. Are you following me? If you follow me, say, peace, say something. I'm going to give you a pictorial too, because everybody learn different. Some people pick it up by hearing, some people learn visionary. So I'm going to give a visionary after I finish reading it. So esoterically, in the field of numerology, Moors, the process of squaring a circle is a metaphor for attempting to make the infinite become finite and make the unknown become known. That's what this science is all about. Making mathematics equivalent to numerology. For example, that's why when I say what's above has to match below. That's why when I speak, you must understand the exoteric and the exoteric. That's what I speak. You must understand the duality of words and the linguistics and the etymon. Because if you don't understand the duality in the context, and if I'm talking in parable or symbology or connotation or denotation or objectively or subjectively or somebody getting you with their arbitrarily explanation, you lost. What's subconscious and conscious? We have to understand this. So exoterically, Moors, in the field of mathematics, the geometric problem of squaring the circle does have a theoretical solution. But the theoretical solution is considered impossible, Moors, to apply or construct using a compass and a straight edge tool, because the equation of the area of the circle contains the infinite. The infinite. You know how something can go so fast it don't look like it's stopping? Transcendental. Constant in number, pi. The pi or the n equals 3.149 equals 3.1459. So in mathematics or mathematically, while we can, squares and circles are both equal in degree, with both shapes having a total, Moors, of 360. So when I say the 360 of material wisdom, that's the total sum. But 720 is the sum total of both material and spiritual wisdom. So I'm going to break it down on the chart too as well. So they both have 360 degrees each. They are different in the formulas of perimeter, circumference, and area. So don't laugh at my art. So I'm going to show you the circle and the square. You see the circle and the square? When I'm going to show you how they both have the same degree. Can you see that? The square and the circle have the both same degree. 360, 90, 90, 90, 90. The circle. 90, 90, 90, 90. Both. Now, the next question is, how do we square that circle? How do I square that circle? So I'm going to explain it to you, and I'm going to give you a pictorial. You remember, I just read it, so I'm going to read it again. And then I'm going to give you the pictorial of it. Because see, if we were taught like this in school, we'll all understand math. We'll all understand science. We'll all understand words and how to bring stuff to us. We'll already understand nation building and how people done things and how they move mountains. Because they did them together with supreme mathematics. That's how. We all operate on the same frequency. That's how. Like that bass drum. Frequency. The theoretical solution to the problem is to construct at the circle with a radius equaling what, Morris? 1. And a diameter equals 2. And a square with the length of 1.77245 Morris, where the area of the circle and the square will both be was the pi, or the n in parentheses. So the closest whole number approximation that yields a circle and a square with similar areas is a circle with a diameter that equals what, 9? That equals what, Morris? 9. I'm going back to us, that birth cycle, 9. The radius equaling 4.5 and a square with the length equaling 8, where the area of the circle would be approximately 63.6 Morris, and the area of the square would be 64. So, this is how you circle that square. What I just read is the area. You see it in there. If you look at the top, going up to the ends of the corners, that's the square. You got the point at the bottom, that's the circle. I hope we understand that, Morris. It's simple mathematics. This is us. This is how you master your higher self when you become 360 and 720. So, as I stated earlier, more supreme mathematics is to convey knowledge and information that is usable, able to be used, and applicable. So when someone explains it to you about what you mean circling your square, you can show them this is supreme mathematics. This ain't no bull crap. I just showed you supreme mathematics. I showed you the square and the circle, same 360. That's why you circle your square to become 720. Somebody have to teach it, but everybody just want to act like they know something because they all dressed up and there's no wisdom in them. I don't see no teaching with no kids, no nothing. It's just a whole bunch of people talking. We a real school, man. And we're going to teach our babies who they are. We're going to teach them how to eat. We're going to teach them how to read. We're going to teach them about business. When they graduate out of high school, they're going to have their own business. Operating their own entity. Their business. But for this reason, Morris, we attempt to metaphysically square the circle or to take the usable and applicable components of both mathematics, like I just said, and numerology. Mathematics and numerology. What's above has to match below, Morris. Come on. Since both of these fields are African in origin. And if anybody come in here different, they're just not studying far enough. And that's okay. The field of mathematics called applied mathematics is emphasized due to it being readily practical, applicable, and usable. Who cares if somebody talking about a whole bunch of stuff we can't use? Oh, the Moors did this back in 1783. Okay, that's great. We learned that. Now what? Nothing. We still poor. We still broke. We still going around talking stupid. We still ain't building nothing. We still going to get everything from somebody else. Everybody still wearing everybody else's clothing. You going to the store buying Nike, Adidas, you ain't printing your own stuff. Nothing. We ain't loving right. We ain't building nothing. So I can care less about talking. But it's through mathematics in conjunction or synchronicity. In conjunction or synchronicity with science, that potential African creation, that energy, that heartbeat, it can be transformed into kinetic or active African creation energy for the purpose of achieving the goal of creating everything needed for the survival and well-being of us, of Moors. Did you hear what I said? Let me say that one more time. Potential of this Kemetic or this African or this Moors, whatever you want to call it, this creation of this energy can be transformed into kinetic or active African Moorish energy for the purpose of achieving the goal of creating everything needed for the survival and well-being of us Asiatic people. By Asiatic people and for Asiatic people. What's wrong with creating stuff for us? Let's not hate nobody. I love everybody. I said a Negro killed my brother. But the bluebirds love the bluebirds. The blackbirds love the blackbirds. We love everybody, but we must take care of ourselves. We don't need nobody to take care of us. And that's what I'm saying. We can take care of ourselves and love everybody else. We got to understand this, man. We got to start taking care of ourselves and stop complaining. Oh, the schools ain't teaching our kids nothing. Okay, but we got all these educators. Let's teach our kids more science, mathematics, agriculture, finance. All they want to do is be a basketball player, which is fine, but it's more. Supreme mathematics, man. The Moorish Mayat, that Egyptian Mayat, that Kemetic science, that magic, as a representation of how the information is presented to metaphorically Moors, to square the circle. So as I'm saying, Moors, the term square or the term supreme mathematics sounds rather objective and scientific, right? But however, Moors, as I said earlier, it's rather subjective, esoteric, and speculative to a degree if you don't know what you're doing and how to operate things, Moors. So as I close, because I said I wasn't going to be long today. My bro on the other end keeps saying, please demonstrate on the man chart. When we talk about things, we got to get us right first. Once we get us right, and like I said, no disrespect to other brothers banging on the other part with paperwork and all that. And brothers, and I say sometimes that's too much for people because that's all they doing. They getting themselves in trouble because they don't understand the divine and holy creed where you straighten yourself out first. So when I speak of things, when I speak of this compass, when Brother B, oh, that's some European masonry. Ain't nothing no European masonry. The Baphomet is not it's not theirs. That's connotated. Eliseus Levi stole that from Egypt. That's from the King Kunt, the god of the river Nile. All Europeans connotated and stole all wisdom from the East. So that G and that square, that just means gnosis. That's spiritual wisdom. So don't let nobody get you with that spookism. 360 degrees is the total sum of all material knowledge. That's you. That's us. We're born with material knowledge, certain things. But when we see that circle in a circle, that 720 degrees is the sum total of both spiritual and material wisdom. That's that circle in a circle. That's when we master in our higher self. That's when we operate in total 720. When I say, yeah, some people operate in 360, and that's fine. That's all outside yourself. That's exoteric with the EX. But the heart is not right. You know, and I don't have time for that. So when we talk about the 12 zodiacs, and in the Bible, and in the biblical Bible, they talk about the 12 apostles. That ain't nothing but the 12 signs and the 12 sons of Jacob, or the 12 manifestations in your brain. You understand? Even the 12 zodiacs all have to do. When I tell you what's above has to match below, all that matches inside of man. You must look up the Afru-Ra, the African flush of God. Research that more. If you don't understand what it is, ask me, because I have to give you homework. When people talk about that biblical scripture, when I tell you, if you don't understand analogy, allegory, parable, symbology, a person will get you caught up in a biblical story that means nothing. The three wise men is the Peniel, or the pituitary. So the crest, I am, the Christ, that's you. That's that crown. That's the crest, that's the crown. We got to remember, Moors, people can talk that Christian stuff. Acts 24:5, the pestilent fellow, a ringleader of the Nazarenes. Christian is not English. If anybody tell you Christian is an English word, they don't know language. Christian is a Greek word. The etymology and the root of that word is cretin. In the medical field, it means a person maimed. In the other field, retarded. So, hey, you don't gotta listen to me. And when people be quoting scripture, when people quote Matthew, I think it's 5:17, when it said it's fulfilled, in that context, that word fulfilled is the Greek word meaning polero, meaning to magnify, bring back to his remembrance. So people have to understand words and research them, or you will be repeating false doctrine. It's just facts. Christian is a Greek word. The root of that is creatine. Research it. So let's get back to the teaching. So here we see what we have, the mayat. We see here we have the wisdom, the order. You see what we have, the elimination, the strength, the life coming from the sac, the will coming from the front of the brain, the understanding coming right from it. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So when we're talking about, let me turn around and look at the chart. Hold on, I'm sorry, Morris. I got all type of stuff going on, man. This law school is killing me. I told you about that when I dropped down. When them Europeans in class talk about, oh, well, are you worried about the bar? I said, man, screw the bar. I know what the bar is. I ain't down with that British stuff. When I break down the laws and penal codes, when I say it's right, once I get this degree to practice law, I'm going to have my legal services for all my Moors. When I say who's your legal representative for your best interest, indigenous people, law and policy, I'm graduating with honors. And that's why I tell that bar stuff, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. I ain't messing with that. But you must have somebody that can know how to go in court and for your best interest, your legal representation, Moors. I hope you understand that. Brother Moors getting in trouble, then they go and hiring Europeans and brothers that even more. I said, that's the problem. We don't have brothers with real wisdom and knowledge. When we do something, when something happens, we screw. We got to go outside ourselves. So let me finish. So when we talk about that heart, now we're going back to supreme mathematics. Watch the heart. Let me show you how to break that heart down. Can you see the word heart right here? So in the alphabet, you have the H is the 8th number, the E is the 5th, the A is the 1, the R is the 9, the T is the 2nd. That equals 25. 2 plus 5 equals what, Moors? 7. Come on, Moors. So we got that 7, and that's not no indentions or no broken severing. Everyone born in this circle. Everyone is born in this circle. 7 is the perfection on the physical scale. So when we get in our secret brotherhood of the East, when I teach on that, when it says that the circle, the Hebrew God is the logos, the circle of the 7. If you look in our Moorish Quran, it's all there. That's why I tell brothers to study. You can't be a Moor and you don't know the MSTAR Quran that the Prophet wrote. And when I be speaking of it, brother be like, what you talking about? I'm like, I'm coming from the Quran, our book. When I talk about our workman tools, and they say, what you talking about? I say, it's right in our teaching, man. So now you're seeing the 7 laws of the universe, or the 7 pillars. You see that? Mentalism, cause and effect, gender, rhythm, vibration, correspondence, polarity. What's that? The Kemetic principles, the 7 Kemetic principles, the 7 lotus, or the 7 wheel, or the veal. Meladura is the root, the genital, the solar, the heart, the throat, the pineal, the crown. Y'all know what that is, right? Those are your chakras, Moors. So now we're here. We're going to get these signs and symbols for you. We can get this right. Ma and the son. Stop letting somebody connotate you with that bull crap. Ma and the son. The mother and the son come together. Just like that star and the moon. That's the Ma and the son. If you don't have the mother, there's no life. That's why us. What's our Trinity? Mother, Father, Son. Creating life. If anybody come with anything else, I ain't with that. So as we finish teaching, let's go back to the other side, because we're going to go all the way down. We're going to go all the way down the chart, Moors. So here we have the will, which is in the front chakra. Your understanding, your imagination come from the back of the crown. Your faith is in the middle. Your zeal come from hearing. Your power, the throat chakra. Your wisdom come from here. Your order, elimination, strength. So when we talk about man, what is man? Man is the master of himself. He's the able of himself. He's the noble. That is you. So when we talk about the boy, I'm breaking things. I'm giving you supreme alphabet, biological youth organism. That's who you are, Moors. You, your own universe. You, your own universe. God. So when we say God is the generator, operator, destroyer, you. Don't let nobody connotate you with that evil stuff. The morning star is you. Lucifer, that ain't nothing scary. In the biblical Bible, so-called Jesus, Yahshua was the morning star. I hope y'all know this. It's written, and it's written Kabbalistically. If you understand the Kabbah, if you understand readings, ain't nothing scary. It's written Kabbalistically. The Baphomet is written Kabbalistically. Temple of David. So, when we get to Egypt, watch the Egypt. Watch how we break the 7 again. The E in the alphabet, 5. The G is 7. The Y is 7. The P is 7. The T is 2. What that equal? You got equal 4 4s. 1, 2, 3. 5 and 2 is 7. Come on, man. I mean, let's do the math. I just put the circle in the square earlier. I told you 90, 90, 90, 90 equal 360. And I showed you how the circle is 360. If you didn't see how the circle was 360, I showed you how the circle was 360. There go the circle. You make the circle 90, 90, 90. Same thing. 360. But then I showed you how to square the circle. There it is right there. I just explained the science. That's the 720. So, as we get back into this, we're talking about the testament. This is all inside you, Morris. This is you. So the testament, test the body, test the mind. What's that mean when I say esoterically and exoterically? The old must becomes new. What's inside have to change and your mind have to change, or you just operate on your own will. That's why I want Morris to understand what divine and holy creed is. I don't think we know. So when we break down here, when we break down the Ma, when we break down the Ma, when we break it down, the Ma, son, the mother and the son creating life. You see the triangle. That's self and the soul. You see that compass to what? Circumscribe the world, the ruler, to measure it. There we go. When you get that square it, and some people connotate it as the 6-point star. That's the as above, so below. That's them coming together. But then when you put the Ankh in the middle, that's creating life. That's creating life. When you put the Ankh in the middle, the circle with the cross or per se, man, that's just the elements. When we talk about what sustain you. Fire, earth, air, river, or water. Fear, the earth. Fear, the earth. Fire, earth, air, river, which is water. Sustainability. That's what sustains us. If it's gone, we done. If the sun gone, we done. Come on, man. Science. More science. Symbols. Here go the symbols. That's the earth. That's the water. That's the fire. Air. And then we got the ether. Can you see that? Can you see that? I hope we can see it. I hope we can see it because I'm almost done. Her web, not Hebrew. Like I tell brothers, Hebrew, that's a European word. That's a Greek word. If Hebrew, I'll break that down. You got to get an 1828 Webster Dictionary. The stuff is in there. Everything is in there. You don't got to listen to nobody with that crap. The Latin, Zenonian, the Star Child, the law, the structure. You see this? It's all pertaining to the body. This all pertaining to the body, Morris. Your body. And how is that? And we close. And watch this. I'm going to show you the other chart when we close. And that's a wrap. We connect the dots. Watch this. When I tell Morris we teach, and we are a school, we teach science. Now watch. I'm finna break that same thing down on that chart that I showed you in metaphysics. This volume 1 and 2, the man is manifest in the creation of the Most High. I teach this stuff. Like I said, my parents have doctorates in metaphysics. I teach this. This is how I grew up. I grew up studying, teaching, understanding who I am, and the spirit of heaven and hell is within. It just have to do with the degrees. I teach this science. And so, now watch with the chart. Same thing is on here. Same thing is on this chart. I'm going to show you. You see? Now watch we break it down. Same thing is on here, but it's in the medical realm. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing that's explained, but it's in the medical realm. It's explaining your body. In more science, and God of 5%ers, God of man is one. So if you don't understand the tabernacle built without hands is view, and you talk about you a more, and you don't understand what the triple rose is, I don't care what religion you are. Because if you understand that the essence of everything is you, then we can rock and roll, man. We got to get out of this debate and talk about somebody exposed or something. That's all we do. We look stupid. I'm telling you, we look stupid. We ain't doing nothing. All I see, brother, I'm exposing this, exposing that. Brother asked me, do I know? I don't be on those. Somebody asked me, do I know who the conscious television? I'm like, I don't know about that crap, man. I don't be knowing about that stuff. I don't deal with it. I don't be dealing with no more arguing or no debate. I said, what? Debating what? All y'all saying some good stuff, but nobody building, nobody teaching no kids, nobody talking about business. Everybody just trying to collect money. That's a scam. That's a preacher. Nobody building no schools. I'm a real school. The Burning Bush Tabernacles is real. I teach. I do lectures. I go places and do stuff free. I just did Sunday school with 20 kids. Taught them real history. Gave them books. So, man made in the image of Elohim by the pattern of the tabernacle. So do you know what the pattern of the tabernacle is? When in the text, if you studying and reading the tabernacle built without hands, I hope you know. When people talk about the 7 candlesticks, they don't even know what that is. That's the 70 fat. That's us. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. When people talk about they from the church, you don't know. You dispersed. You disperse. If you ain't traced with your grandpa, you disperse. This is what we're supposed to be doing, mastering ourselves. And then what it does, it transfers into wisdom, and we help our babies. This is what it is, the most holy place. The most holy place. That's your brain, Moors. The most holy place. The most holy place. The holy place is everything inside that chest cavity, the quarter roundabout, the gate, the pillars and bars in the tabernacle. The bone structure of a man represents. Everything was built. The top is us, man. This is all our science. And so if Moore's gonna keep on just on social media debating and talk about send some money to my YouTube page, and I don't see you teaching no kids no real history, man, that's garbage, man. That's all garbage. Brothers hitting me up, man. How can I register my car and my tribe name? I'm like, Moore, what are you talking about? We got to do this right, man. And I need the real people help, man. I'm a real school and I'm building. We building wealth. And we're going to have businesses. We got our own merchandise. We got our own bonnets, feds. We got everything. We got sisters and editors that do books. We're going to do real business. And so I'm just a teacher. But this is what this is about. The tabernacle built without hands, our body. So if we don't know what the divine creed of the Moorish Islam is, Moors, I'm sad. It hurts me. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. And I'm going to tell you what, to me, what's explained, what divine and what creed is, Moors. We have to know what this is. In Act 6 of our divine constitution and bylaws, it states that we are to teach nationality and divine creed. Right? An expression of Muhammad as demonstrated through our holy prophet Noble Drew Ali for the fallen Asiatics to redeem them. Right? Come on. If I'm saying something out of ordinary, you should study. Let's begin with the words and their definitions to give us a base to draw from. The word divine, according to dictionary, it means of relating to or proceeding directly from God or Allah. The word creed, according to the dictionary, means a system of belief, principles, or opinion of laws, right? Just for the extra information, some words that are synonymous to creed are ideology, testament, doctrine, gospel, philosophy. So, the above statement, what I just said, Moors, is the application of a system, Islamism, old-time religion, Sufism, God and man is one. That's what this is about. The belief, the principles, the laws that relate and proceed directly from Allah, from God, and the method in which this is expressed through the cultural, through the spiritual demonstration. So when we say ish, don't let nobody connotate you with a negative connotation. We understand ish has dual meanings. That's why I say you got to, when it's used in the right connotation. So in the context, when we use it in a positive connotation, when we say Moorish, that's the culture, that's the lifestyle, that's the eating, that's the finances, that's the love. This is a holistic thing. That's the term Moorish Islam. And it was given to us through our prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And if you don't like it, who cares? We are not Arabs and do not prescribe to the Arab nationalistic ideology they call al-Islam. It does not even equate to what the Prophet Muhammad demonstrated as the living Quran. We know the system as what, Moors? Man, know thyself, and the Father God. Facts, Moors. Research. Allah, Islamism. The first divine instruction given to us, which is more of a what? Commandment. For our divine creed is rooted in Allah and Allah alone, and our connection to Allah. Our connection. What is a belief? According to the dictionary, something believed or accepted as true, especially a particular tenet, or a body of tenets accepted by a group or persons, right? The word principle, according to the dictionary, means a basic truth, law, or assumption, right, Moors? I hope we know this. That's why Noble Drew Ali, he brought us to make us the essence of our divine creed. The three pieces of literature that was given to us was our Moorish Holy Quran, divinely prepared, our questionnaire, and our divine constitution, our bylaws. And Moors need the divine creed of Moorish Islam. If you don't know the divine creed of Moorish Islam, what are we doing? It's sad. Chapter 1 of the Moorish Holy Quran has belief and principles that we adhere to, and knowledge as such. The thoughts of Allah not being circumscribed. The bodies and souls of men are finite things. Man is not the body nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. Man is a thought of Allah. All thoughts of Allah are infinite. Spirit man is the seed of Allah and holds every attribute of Allah deep within. That's why in Moorish science and the 5 percenters, God and man is one. The human seed from Allah ordained to the Lord of the plane of soul and the plane of things made manifest. Khalifa, the vigorant, perfected man must pass through all the ways of life. We're trying to create God men. Man has a foe, and that's his carnal self, his lower self, his nature springing forth from the flesh, and man cannot die. Spirit man is one with Allah. I hope we know this, Moors. Man, know thyself, and thy Father God, Allah. It is given to us in our divine origin and connection, Moors. This is a belief or a principle. This is a belief or a principle, Moors. We got to understand that the thoughts belong to the sender, and the thought return to the sender. And as man is the micro of the macro, right? On the lower levels of creation, Moors, we do as Allah. We create, and thoughts manifest and shape into physical realities, right? Come on. I hope y'all following me. We're talking about something that Noble Drew Ali, get Islam for Dummies. I have to read Islam for Dummies for you. I done did it on page 248. Islam in Americas for the so-called blacks. Noble Drew Ali only did this for us. We tripping. It is said, be careful what you ask for because you might get it, Moors. What goes around comes around. We got to understand that. So when we talk about Moorish Islam as prescribed by our holy prophet, is older than the organized religion of al-Islam, which differs from Islam the Prophet Muhammad demonstrated. We are told that our Islam comes from Palestine, Kemet, and India. Nowhere is Arabia mentioned. And these locations precede Arabia in spiritual sciences, Moors. The Orthodox Islamic world would attempt to label our expression as sheikh or shirk, S-H-I-R-K, which means binding partners with Allah, or not real Islam. But see, Moors, bull crap. The reality is that you cannot separate yourself from your creator. And to do so is true shirk. As the ancients expressed, a unified, harmonious spiritual alignment and connection to the divine source, and knew our relation to it. Knowing the relation is to actually have infinite divine experience? And how can thought separate itself from the creator mores of the said thought? That's why it's so important to understand what your forefathers did. We got to obey our forefathers and our foremothers. We let somebody else tell us something about who we are. Are you crazy? And this very question cannot be answered in the Orthodox world because they actually see Allah as a sky god, just like in Christianity, sitting on an arch or a throne per se in the sky. This is the mumbo jumbo that the prophet spoke about that was going on in the East, as we can witness right now today. Today, I think from my study, what's missing in our Moorish, in the Moorish Americans, because we have became too national, which is material and physical, believing that that's the only way, or that's the only work, W-O-R-K. That is an imbalance. That's an imbalance. The divine must be applied first. Moors, I'm sure that we can agree that in our divine creed, there is no separation from Allah and man. We can agree to that. I'm sure. But the prophet taught us of two selves. One of our higher self, human spirit clothed with soul, made in the form of Allah. And then is our lower self, the carnal mind, the desires. I want to have a title. Call me the sheep, this and that. And you don't even know nothing. Lower self is a distorted reflection of the higher self by the flesh. Higher self embodied of truth. Lower self, the truth reversed. That's why when I talk about the thermostat, it don't go outside for itself, Moors. I love you all. And I'm finished. Islam.